Welcome to It's Rafiq. Today's video I am going to discuss about the important topic of chapter 1, class 10 computer science. The chapter name is Introduction to the Internet. As we know that internet is the basic needs of us in today's life. We use internet everywhere, at our home, railway stations, police stations, airports, shoppings, banking, everywhere internet is there. Without internet we cannot think anything. So first we'll know how does the internet came to an existence. First it was started by the Department of Defense of United States of America in 1969. First it was known as ARPANET. The full form is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. First it was working only for US military, and at first it has just one computer in California and 3 computers in Utah. Later they allowed to join the universities of United States of America and some colleges. Like day by day their network grew bigger and it's giving the birth to the internet. As we know, the internet is a vast collection of millions of computers connected to each others, sharing resources, information to each others. So this way the internet come to an existence. So from this paragraph, this question might asked. First one is, what does ARPANET stands for? It's Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Next, who and when was developed the ARPANET? Department of Defense of United States of America developed ARPANET in 1969. What was the old name of internet? The old name of internet was ARPA or ARPANET. Now the technical viewpoint. While you come to the topic of internet, then you may heard about protocols. In general English, protocol means some rules, a set of rules. So in computer network also, a set of rules that computer use to communicate logically called protocols. Means while the computer transmitting data between them, they have to follow some rules. These rules are known as protocols. Two computers with different operating system can communicate through the same protocol. For example, HTTP. Through HTTP, we can access the HTML pages from a mobile, a tablet or a computer. A mobile can have Android operating system, a computer can have Linux or Windows, or a tablet can have iOS or Android. So with different OS or different softwares, we can access the internet using same protocol like HTTP, FTP, etc. Two common protocols used for the internet are TCP and IP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol and IP stands for Internet Protocol. These two protocols are often called together as TCP/IP. The medium that is used to carry information on the internet is called channel. Means through which we will transfer the data from one computer to another. It may be wired or wireless. Wired then we'll use cables, and for wireless we'll use radio waves. The channels use routers and modems to connect to the internet. So whatever signals we have in our computer, that signal must be converted into analog signal to transmit through the cable or through waves. So to converting the information, we will require modem, and routers we required to select the path or route. Routers are the device that determine internet traffic by determining the best path to be taken. There are several paths on the internet to transmit data from one computer to another computer. The router decides the smallest path or the shortest path to send the data. Sometimes the shortest path may be blocked or may be not working for some reason. Then the router will decide some another path to transmit the data. Router works like a traffic police on the internet. Each computer on the internet has an internet address that is called IP address. Now, from this paragraph, this question may asked in exam: what is protocol or define protocol, or what is the use of protocol? As I already told, protocols are set of rules that computer use to connect or communicate logically. Then what is channel? You can write a channel is a medium used to carry information or data from one computer to another. Write the full form of TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. What is an IP address? Each computer on the internet has an internet address. It is called IP address. What is router or router? Actually, it is a device that determines the best path to be taken on the internet. Name two common protocols used for working with the internet: TCP and IP. Next we have who governs the internet. Sometimes question may arise in your mind that who is the owner of the internet. Actually, the internet is not owned by any single person, but there are several groups or organizations which look after the working or technical part of the internet. Different volunteer groups has been formed to monitor the technical aspect of the internet. Technical aspects means for assigning the address, for assigning IP addresses, for assigning domain names, for assigning different protocols, these things. So there are some groups. They are: first one is Internet Activities Board. So for this you have to learn the full forms, and you have to also learn the definition or uses of the group. So the first group, Internet Activities Board, it is mainly used to look after the development of the internet suite of protocols. It have two task forces: Internet Engineering Task Force. This body is responsible for developing and maintaining communication protocols. Next one is Internet Research Task Protocol, IRTF. This body look into the long-term research issues. Internet Corporation for Assigning Names and Numbers, ICANN. This group is responsible for providing various registration services such as IP addresses, domain names needed for the internet to operate effectively. So whatever domain names are there, like google.com, yahoo.com, facebook.com, seba.org, these all domain names are provided by ICANN. When you want to create your own website, first you have to go to any domain providers, then you have to search the domain name whether it is available or not. So this searching part is done by this ICANN. If your name is available, then you can register that name. If it is not available, then you may try with different names. Then World Wide Web Consortium, this is W3C in short. Actually it is a joint initiative between MIT, CERN and INRIA. They developed the standard or evolution of the web, means the standard of languages, the standard of websites and all. These all things are decided by W3C. So this question may ask from this paragraph or page, write the full form of IAB, IETF, IRTF, ICANN, W3C, and I have missed some names here: CERN, INRIA, MIT. This also C. These full forms are required for exam, and the uses, or what is www, which group is responsible for providing IP address and domain names, which group of internet is looks into long-term research issues. This is IRTF. Who governs the internet? You will write the answer is internet is not governed by anyone or anybody. Who is the owner of internet? The same answer. There is no owner of the internet. Which group is look after development of internet suite protocols? For that you will write IAB. Write a short note on W3C. You can write it from the book. Next, how the internet works. You have got this already in class 9. Again I am repeating. While you want to transfer any information on the internet, it cannot be transferred as a single file. Suppose you want to transfer a picture which is about 5 MB or megabytes. So this 5 megabytes picture as a single file cannot be sent. This file should be break in smaller parts, and these smaller parts are known as packets. When data passes from one computer to another, it broken up into pieces called packets, and this breaking part is done by TCP, and each packet contains 1500 bytes of information or characters. Means a packet contain only 1500 bytes. So you can calculate how many packets are required for a picture of 5 MB. In 5 MB there are 5 into 1024 kilobytes of information. IP is the IP address of sender and destination to its packet. So there are already two protocols we have learned, IP and TCP. That internet protocol at the IP address of the sender computer and the destination or receiver computer in the packets. TCP assemble the packet into a complete message. When all the packet received in the destination computer, then TCP reassemble all the packets and join them together as a complete file. If any packet lost or garbled, a request is made to the sender to resend them. On the way, if for some reason some packets are lost or damaged, then it asked from the sender computer to resend them. It is not necessary that all packets in a single message to take the same route. So as there are several packets, all the packets may not follow the same routes to transmit the data from one computer to another. The router may select different path for different packets to transmit the data. Now this question may ask from this paragraph, what is a packet? You can write, Data is passed from one computer to another. It broken into pieces, smaller pieces called packets. How much information does contain in a packet? 1500 bytes of characters. Who is responsible for breaking and reassemble the packets while transferring on the internet? The answer is TCP. How does data transfer on the internet? So you can write this paragraph. You can make your own self, or you can write exactly same to you can write from the book, or you can write from the previous slides, whatever are there, the points wise. How the internet works? Answer can be the same one, that when we want to transmit data from one computer to another, it broken up into pieces. Each piece contain 1500 bytes of information, and TCP break the packets. Like this you can write it. Next, how to log on the internet. So to get the internet, you will need following things: internet connection, modem, internet access, browser. So from where you will get the internet connection? From the internet provider like Airtel, BSNL, MTNL, Railtel, Sifi, etc. And modem, actually nowadays our modern computer does not require any modems. They already have internal modems, but in older times the computers required external modem to connect to the internet, and modem is mainly required to convert the analog signal into digital. But the modern computer does not require extra modem. They already have inside the computer system. Then internet access. Suppose I already have internet connection, I already have BSNL connection. After that I have to buy some packs, or I have to pay some rupee to get the internet connection. That is known as access. We can, in short, we can also call as internet packs. We have to buy some packs, then only we can get the access. And after getting these three things, we will require one application. That application is known as browser. Internet connection. Internet connection is provided by internet service provider, in short ISP, who have their servers installed and provide the internet connection. Each ISP have some servers, and in their server whatever emails we sent or received, these are stored, and they share the service with us. A server is a computer with high storage capacity, large memory, and powerful processor. Normally at our home, our computer have like 4 GB of RAM, 1 TB of storage, and 2 GHz processors. But a server may have 1000 TB of memory, 128 GB or 250 GB of RAM, much higher capacity of processor, etc. Some popular ISP provider in India are Jio, BSNL, Airtel, Railtel, etc. Now how you will choose your ISP? To choose your ISP, you have to depend on these four things: technology, speed, cost, and uses. First, technology. You should know which type of technology the ISP is using. There are different kind of technology: dial-up, cable, satellite, etc. Dial-up is very old. Nowadays you may not get it. You will get cable connection, satellite connection, etc. So what type of connection you required? You required cable or satellite. So depend on this, you will choose the ISP. And speed. Before choosing the internet connection, you have to know what is the speed, what is the minimum speed you may require. Suppose you will use the internet for downloading content, or you will use the internet only for messaging. Suppose you want to use the internet only for messaging or emailing, then you may not require a very high speed internet connection. But if you want to use the internet for accessing video streaming content, or you want to download the content from the internet, then you may require very high speed internet connection. Then cost is also a very effective factors of choosing an ISP. Some ISP may provide very cheap packs, and some ISP may provide very costly packs. So depending on the speed and all, you can choose the pack. And usage, you must check whether there is a limit to the internet usage in your plan. Like nowadays, maximum ISP are providing 1 GB or 2 GB of data per day. So how much data is required by you in a day or in a month? Depending on that, you can choose your ISP. While you are selecting broadband, maximum broadband providing unlimited data, but with a cap. Like they will provide first 100 GB of data with a very high speed. After that, they will cap your speed with 2 Mbps or 3 Mbps. So you have to know about that before selecting the ISP. Now modem, it is a computer peripheral that allow you to connect with the other computer via telephone lines. There are two type of modems, internal modem and external modem. Internal modem is already available inside the computer, and external modem is kept outside the computer. Working of modem. A modem converts sender's digital data into analog data, a form that can be carried by telephone lines. Means our computer systems or our mobiles understood digital signals, which is 0 and 1. As you already know, computer understand machine language, that is 0 and 1. But the telephone lines or the radio waves, they don't understand the digital signals. For that, we have to convert the signal into analog form. So these things can be done by a modem. A modem convert digital signal into analog. Means while I want to transfer my data from my computer to the cable or telephone line, then it will convert from digital to analog. Again, I want to receive data from my telephone line to my computer, then it have to convert it again from analog to digital. So this part is done by the modem. The process of converting digital signal into analog signal is called modulation. The process of converting analog signal into digital signal is called demodulation. Both are very important. Remember, sometimes it may also ask what is the full form of modem. So it is modulation and demodulation. Types of internet connection. Internet connection can be wired or wireless. In wired connection, data is transmitted through wires or cables such as coaxial, twisted pair, or optical fibers. In wireless connection, data is transmitted through wireless media such as Wi-Fi, radio waves, satellites. Different types of wired internet connection are dial-up, ISDN, broadband, DSL, and cable services. Now, first dial-up. It is the oldest mean of internet connection. For dial-up, we always have to connect to the telephone line. Means to connect to the internet, we have to dial some numbers. Through that number, we can connect to the internet, and it is the most slowest than other connections. And one disadvantage of dial-up is that user cannot use the telephone and internet at the same time, and this disadvantage you will also get in 2G internet connection, which is available in mobile connections. While you are calling someone, that time your internet will get disconnected in 2G and 3G. But the same thing will not happen with the 4G connection. In 4G, the same time you can use the internet and you can make call, but you cannot do these things with 3G and 4G 2G and 3G connections. So this is the advantage of dial-up. You cannot make call and use the internet at the same time. You have to do only one work at a time. ISDN lines are used to transmit data over digital telephone lines. ISDN lines are generally leased lines dedicated for exclusive use of internet access. They ensure instant connectivity and more efficient than dial-up connections. The internet connection through ISDN is 2 to 4 times quicker than the fastest modems. So this is the little bit fastest than the dial-up, but not that good. Then next come broadband services. Broadband, often sorted broadband connection, are also called as broadband. It is a high-speed data transmission rate of internet connection through which we can download videos, we can watch live news, we can stream live videos, etc. Then come DSL, in full form is digital subscriber line. It is a popular consumer broadband technology capable of transmitting data faster than the dial-up connection. It provides digital data transmission over the wire of a local telephone network. The most popular version of consumer ready DSL is ADSL. Full form is asymmetric digital subscriber line. It provides internet connection that is automatically established once PC and DSL modem are switched on and instant login procedure is completed. So as for dial-up connection, we have to dial some numbers to get the internet connection, but in ADSL we don't have to do that. Just we have to connect our internet or turn on we have to on our router and turn on the computer, and the internet will be connected to our computer. And cable service, we can also connect to the computer through same cable system that we use for watching televisions. Some cable provider also provide internet connection, so from there also we can take the internet. These all are wired connection. Now wireless connection. Different type of wireless internet connection are Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. It's provide wireless access to computer network. These connections refer to a local area network that uses high frequency radio signals or infrared waves to send and receive data over short distance. Many institutes such as hostels, airports or public offices access to Wi-Fi networks so that people can log into their internet and receive email on their moves. Even the area where you will get Wi-Fi services is known as hotspots. Nowadays we can share our mobile internet also with through hotspot. Then come WiMAX, which stands for Worldwide Interportability for Microwave Access. In Wi-Fi we will get very less distance, like through Wi-Fi we can cover only we can cover only few hundred meter of distance, but through WiMAX we can cover about 30 miles, range of 30 miles. It's a huge area, and through WiMAX we can get high speed internet connection. Many company provided WiMAX services. You can get these services from BSNL, from SIFI and all. After that comes mobile connection. In mobile connection you will get 2G, 3G and 4G. 2G stands for second generation of mobile connection. In 2G we can access the internet and we can make call. Through 2G we can log into our email, we can send messages and all, but we cannot make video calls. 3G is little faster than 2G. The maximum speed of 3G is 21 Mbps, and through 3G we can make video calls, we can stream videos, we can watch live matches and all. After that come the 4G. In 4G the maximum speed is 100 Mbps, and through 4G we can make video calls, we can have live video conference, we can watch HD movies, we can stream HD videos. These all the things we can do it. Now to connect to the internet, if we already have all the hardwares whatever necessary, then we may require some software also. The essential software among them are browser, email program, FTP program. A browser is a program that enables user to serve the information on the internet. The first graphical browser was NCSA Mosaic. This is the most important question, always come in exam. What is the first graphical web browser? Answer is NCSA Mosaic. Some popular web browsers are Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, Opera, etc. More are there, but these are the most used browsers. A web server is a program that serves the requested HTML pages. When you open browser and open any website, that websites are stored in some web servers. Actually they serve the pages. The web server serve the pages to the browser or to the client who request them. When I open Google in my browser, actually I requested the Google page from the Google server. Some example of web server are Apache, IIS, Sun Java System. Then comes www. It is an internet-based network of servers that interconnected through hypertext. Now, hypertext is a method of presenting information in which selection of highlighted text display. More information on a particular topic. That highlighted text is known as hyperlinks. Means when we click on hyperlink, we'll open some another page where we'll get some information. That page may also contain some hyperlinks, and by clicking that hyperlink we can open some another page. Hyperlinks allow user to navigate from one document to another that may located on the same or different server. So when we click on a hyperlink, we'll navigate to different page, and this page can be located on the same computer or it may locate on some different computers. A web page is an electronic document written in computer language HTML. Web pages are mainly written by HTML. The full form is Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard language that is used to create web pages. Each web page on the internet has a unique address called URL. The collection of one or many web pages hosted on a web server is called website. This is the most important one, the difference between web page and website. A web page is just single web page, electronic document, and website is collection of web pages. Now question may ask from here, write the full form of www. It's World Wide Web. IIS, it is Microsoft Internet Information Server. HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. URL, Uniform Resource Locator. FTP, File Transfer Protocol. Wi-Fi, Wireless Fidelity. WiMAX, Worldwide Interportability for microwave access. DSL, digital subscriber line. ADSL, asymmetric digital subscriber line. ISDN, integrated service digital network. Then list the things that are required to connect to the internet. These are internet connection, modem, internet access, and browser. What is an ISP? Give some example of ISP. Examples you can write: Airtel, Jio, BSNL, Vodafone, etc. Who provide internet service? ISP provide internet service. What are the factors that you may kept in mind while selecting an ISP? These are speed, technology, cost. What is a modem? Name 2 types of modem. You will get in previous slide. Explain the working of a modem. So you can write it from the previous slide. Name 2 types of internet connection. These are wired and wireless. List different types of wired network. List different types of wireless network. What is the maximum data transfer rate of coaxial cable? Now here remember rate and range. Rate means the speed and range means the distance, how much distance it covers. What is the maximum data transfer rate of optical fiber cable? What is the data transfer range of coaxial cable? What is dial-up connection? What is ISDN? What is the most popular consumer broadband technology? What is Wi-Fi? What is hotspot? Define web page and home page. What is WiMAX? What is the range of WiMAX? What is maximum speed of 4G? Which type of mobile connection is suitable for video calling? What is FTP? What is the name of first graphical web browser? Which language is used to create web pages? Write the short note on www. Difference between homepage of a browser and homepage of a website. What is a web browser? Give examples. What is web server? Give examples. Write a short note on web servers. The explanation of the rest part of the chapter you will get in a next video. Thank you for watching. See you in next video. Till then, take care and bye.